Ladies and gentlemen, yeah, this was an unusual game for me. The ones that usually make me quite uncomfortable. So we're just going to see how I respond as black. So without further ado, let's go. See, already, already. Somehow I don't know how to punish that correctly. Yeah, I decided to do that queen push because figured why not? Why not? Alright, so I try to attack his queen. Not much going on there because we just go trade anyway. Alright, what did I do afterwards? Huh. Yeah, well I did get rid of my light squared bishop, so yeah. The other pawn push would not have been worth it for me. Again. Again. Yeah, let's hope that I don't get too much of that in the audio, right? Ah boy. Just marching upon all the way down. No, I suppose I was expecting an en passant. That's probably what I thought was gonna happen here. No, he responded with a knight instead. Again, expected another en passant, which he accepted. Yeah, didn't want a pass pawn being supported by the rook, so I captured in that direction there. Tempo on my queen, and I said no to that. So if you want me to get that knight for free, yeah, you better drop it back. Which he did. No, yeah, I guess I got tired of having the bishop on its starting square, so I just yeah. I mean, I guess I should have put it in the square that the knight normally. So probably it would have been better on d6, but yeah, sometimes the vibe just when you're in the game, you're not doing everything that you thought you would do. Tempo and the queen come in. So I decided to take the pawn and allow the rook to chase me away. Went to that safe enough square anyway. Moves the knight on that side. Ah, see why I did that. Wanted to get to the front of the queen there. That I was not expecting. I was like at this stage of the game to castle. Yeah, I wasn't expecting that at all. Alright, let's go. So I said, well, I might as well get my queen back on that side of the world. Aha. Attacking the pawn which is being defended by my knight here on f6. Alright. Yeah, I did that for the sake of the discovery. No, I should have moved that king away a long time ago so that there would not have been, you know, room. So yeah, that's a bad habit of mine, let me tell you. So I move out of the way. That was actually interesting. I was expecting a trade. So what I did was I took advantage by removing the defender. So that's what I decided to do. Right? Coulda bother with all that. No, I don't want to run the risk of him putting me in check and putting me in a worse situation than this already looks. So I must recapture. Except I give a check knowing that I'm losing that bishop either way. I knew I was going to lose the bishop, and so I said, you know what, let me just trade that. Let me just get rid of that and call it a day. So I did, and then only after that did I recapture. So I suppose that was my justification there. No, you're putting yourself in check. Why not? We're trading, so let's just do that. Right? You have to respond to that. Right? You have to recapture, otherwise you lose a rook for nothing. So he recaptures. Then what do I do? Oh, yeah. Yeah. Just a glimpse into the future there. Now, what's interesting about this is that the queen is eyeing the c8, but I mean, the king is not far enough into the corner for that to make a difference, right? But I'm living dangerously, clearly, right? But for some strange reason, I just felt very confident that it would take at least 2 moves for his queen to get on my back rank. So I just figured, you know what, I'm not going to be too worried about it. Tempo again, right? Same night, you know. So I said, okay, I'm gonna go to f6. Yeah, definitely went to f6. What did I do after this? Oh, yeah, him never liked that at all. He did not like that. So I said, okay, thank you for giving me that bishop. No, I could have captured with the queen. I refused. I decided, let me set up a discovered check if you're silly enough to stay in front of that, in front of the knight. He wasn't. So I asked myself a question, what was I going to do should he move out of the way? What was I going to do? What was I going to do? I remember now. I decided, you know what? At this point, let me just give you something to think about. No, why did I? What? Oh, okay. Yeah. No, I remember why I did this. I was thinking, maybe, just maybe, I could get the knight as well. So maybe I was being ambitious. Maybe I was being greedy. Right? Maybe I was. He moves out the way. Now, I know that this is just a knight for knight. So I look into that and I go, you know what? I'm not really feeling that, you know. Not really feeling that. So I decided to chase the knight away. Alright, so he dials it back. So, what did I do after this? Okay, so I defended that just in case I had to run away. Just in case I had to run away, I decided to defend the knight here. Once again, putting tempo on my queen. So I decide, okay, let us dial it back a little. Dial it back. Again, I'm a little safe here. Back rank wise anyway. So he move again. Now, obviously, that d4 pawn is in the way. Oh my god. If only that weren't there, but it is. So, let's keep it moving again. I suppose nobody noticed I was going to walk away with that pawn. So I captured on h6. Right? Now, what was his move? Aha. I'm genuinely not sure why he did that. Not sure, to be honest with you. I'm genuinely not sure why he did that. I'm not sure what the plan of attack was. Yeah, I'm not sure. Because yeah, the knight just doesn't have good squares going forward. Right? D6 is terrible. E5 is just as bad because of my knight on C6. Right? So no. Can't go there without being taken for free. Same thing with A5. That's not a good square. So all of the forward squares for that knight are just absolutely terrible. I guess the only thing he could have done to really get his knight back in the game would be to go somewhere like B2, then D1, then maybe after D1 you go to F2. Even though, I mean, it's like going all the way around the world, but at this point, I mean, yeah. Yeah, the forward movement for that knight was just not it. Right? Those are terrible squares. Right? There's nothing for you on B6, A5, nothing for you on D6 and E5. Nothing for you there. Not at all. Alright, so let's keep it moving. Now, why did I do that? I mean, obviously, my knight is still being defended by the queen. I am provoking his queen. Now, really and truly, the only other square I imagine he could have gone to that would have been safe enough would have been maybe F1 or D1 in terms of, safety wise. But that's obviously if you decide that you're going to retreat and not capture. But of course, he decided to capture. To which I replied with not only a check, but a double check. Meaning even if he tried to capture that knight, yeah, you're still in check. So, that's the beauty of a double check. When you do a double check now, yeah, any yeah. Now, that could have gone horribly wrong for me if you I mean, if you choose the right square, this game goes horribly awry. It could. It really could. So he takes the diagonal, which I genuinely wasn't expecting that, to be fair. I feel like when you're under time pressure and you're panicking, I get the feeling that you don't make the moves that you normally would make. And I mean, it's happened to me. In fact, it was happening to both of us, to be fair. So let's move again. So he decides to run away. I am almost baffled as to why he did not block with his knight. Because if you block with your knight, I almost don't have any answer after that. I mean, what could I possibly done? I mean, I guess the only other thing that could have happened is me moving my knight to a5. That's probably the only response I would have had to kind of provoke him into moving. So yeah, it's really hard to calculate deeper lines when you have the time against you like this. I mean, we're literally running with like less than a minute on the clock for both of us. So he goes there. Goes right there. And then yeah, that was it. That was it. That was it. That was it. But the game could have gone completely differently had he used his knight and dropped it on b2. If he had dropped his knight on b2, I would have probably had to utilize my other knight to put him in check and then see how to get him from that knight now for me to capture it for free and then try and set up some kind of checkmate on this side. Um, yeah. Now my a6 pawn was there for possible escape in the event that there was going to be some background activity. So yeah, yeah. So that's how this game went. So I suppose thank you for watching. And wow. Yeah, I thought this was like 5-10 minutes. No. No, this is a long video. Yeah, okay. So I'll apologize for having this video be as long as it was. I'm guessing the commentary extended it beyond what it should have been. But yeah, so thanks for taking the time to watch, and I suppose I will see you in another game.